So page 76. Okay, so speaking about how was our evening, we know that it's really common. You know, you ask people, how was your night? How was your evening? It's like saying, how was your night? So when we need to ask people how our evening was, we need to know how to respond, how to use some common expressions, and also talk about how can we say how we feel if our night is going good, if our night is going bad. So we're going to be looking at talking about how was our evening, which is the same as, you know, how was your night? How was your night? So let's have a look. We have a conversation. Before we listen to the conversation, I just wanted to show you some ways that we can ask. So how questions. So we know that we're asking, how was someone's night? How was someone's evening? You can also ask, how was your day? How was your weekend? How was your week? So if you are at the end of the week, you can say to someone, how was your week? How was your interview? How was your work? Or your job, or your break, or your day off? How was your party? Maybe somebody had a party. Or how was last Christmas? You can ask about an occasion. How was last New Year's? How was your Saturday night? How was your sleep? How was your holiday or trip? How was your soccer game? Maybe they had a piano lesson or a soccer game. How was your date? Maybe somebody went out with someone on a date. How was your English class and how was your meal? So you could see that we do not say how was yesterday. You have to be clear on exactly what is it. Maybe, you know, how was your test? How was your day yesterday? You could say, how was your day yesterday? But really, if it's a Monday or Tuesday, it's not an important day. You would just say, how is your week going? Or how was your weekend? So when we respond, we can say it was terrific. It was good, amazing. It was super. Now, this one is not very common in English, so I'm going to take it off. I know a lot of languages say this one. We don't say it so. Again, it's not very common to say this one. If it was bad, you could say it was horrible, it was awful, terrible. You could say so far, so good, excellent, wonderful. Okay, so these are just some ways that we can respond when we're asked, how was our weekend? So let's talk about the grammar first, and then we'll listen to an audio with people speaking about their weekend or speaking about what they did. So we have asking questions to people. Okay, so maybe you're asking this question to your friend or someone that you know. You want to ask them, how was, then you got a subject. So you would use the possessive. You would say, how was your, because we have a noun here. So it's not a subject, but it would be the possessive pronoun. So we know we have your. And then day, noun could be, how was your day? How was your weekend? You could say was or were. Was it? Put an opinion adjective. So was it good? Was it bad? If someone said they went to the movies, you know, was it a good film? Was it a good day? Was the weather good? Okay, were is for plural. You could use one of the W's, so what, where, when, why. So what was your, or what was he doing? How how was your night? And we can use one of the W's with did. You know, what did you do on the weekend? Where did you go? So if it's about a place, we say where. If it's an activity, what did you do? Or if we're asking about a person, who did you see? So this is very common with the W's, with what, where, and who. Then we can also say did, you know, like, did you have a good night? Did you see many people? And if you have a question with did, you would say, yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Okay, so I just want to go to an opinion adjective. So when we have opinion adjectives, you can see in number 2, if something was fantastic, it's like as if there's 2, you know, emojis. It was fantastic. You're really excited. We can also say something was funny. So you could write there funny. If something was perfect, if something was amazing, that's what it would feel like. And you can also use emojis. You know, maybe you're writing this in a message, so you could respond with an emoji. If you put like one of the smiley face, it could mean great. You know, it was fun. It was nice. It was great. So if someone said, how was your evening? It was fun. It was great. It was nice. If you use an emoji like this, it's like, okay, you know, not really good, not really bad, just okay. You know, not bad. It was fine. Maybe if you put an emoji like this, then you are saying, how was your evening? It was boring. It means you did not have fun. It was terrible. It was bad. It was not very good. Okay, so we can also use emojis to, you know, in writing, in a message, to show that feeling. We call these opinion adjectives. So we know that adjective, it describes something, it tells us something, and an opinion is like everybody has a different opinion, has a different feeling. So when someone says, how was your evening? Fantastic. It was funny. It was perfect. Amazing. Okay, so let's listen to a short little conversation with some people talking about their evening. Just before, we've got this thing called intonation or stress or tone. So that means, where do we need to push the sound? So when we say fantastic, you can see we've got the beginning part where we need to push that word. So for number 3, fantastic. Or it was, and then you push the word that is after. So if you want to say it was, then you push the word after. So it was fun. It was awesome. It was amazing. It was great. If you want to say boring, then you need to push the words in the beginning. It was boring. Or not very good, not so good, then you would push not. So you don't want your voice to sound like one level. You want to say not very good, not so good. Okay, or fantastic, boring. Okay, so make sure you push your voice at these words. Okay, now let's listen to the conversation and put them in order. What did you hear? So there's 3 conversations. For number 1, you're going to put which conversation is in number 1 and which conversation is in number 3. And then we're going to read the conversation out. So I don't have the conversation here. I'll show you it here. This will be the conversation here. But first, just listen from number 1. Okay, so remember, how was your evening? We're listening to a conversation.
Track 64, Unit 6D, Conversation 1.
Hi, how was your evening?
It was great, thanks.
Where did you go?
To a new cafe in town. We ate a burger and then walked along the river.
Who were you with?
My brother and his friend from when he was at school.
Conversation 2.
How was your weekend?
Fantastic. My friend had a party at his house. It went well.
Was it his birthday?
No, he passed his university exams, so he was really happy.
That's nice. Were there many people there?
Yes, there were. And I met his family for the first time. It was fun.
Conversation 3. I'm so tired.
Why? What did you do last night?
Not much. I stayed up late and watched a film. It was a bit boring, so I went to bed. But I couldn't sleep for ages. Did you have a good evening?
It was fine. I went to the gym, and then I was in bed by 10.
Okay, so we heard a conversation about how was your evening, 3 different conversations. We're going to talk about which ones were in conversation 1 and which were in conversation 2. But to make it easy, this is the transcript. So this is the conversation here, number 4. So in the first one, you'll hear that they asked, they say, hi, how was your evening? Okay, so we have how and then was. So you should write the question as this: how was your evening? Okay, so that means that maybe you're talking about yesterday, someone went out yesterday, or you could talk about maybe you saw them at the end of the night. So you're asking, how was your evening? It's in the past. So you got to remember it's already finished. The time is already finished. So you want to know how was their evening. And in the conversation, they said, it was great, thanks. Then we heard, where did you go? So where did you go is about a place. So you need to say, where did you go? We know where. We use this word when we talk about a location. So you have to say where. Where did you go? To the market, to the beach, where? So we know we have here, where did you go? And then the response, to a new cafe in town. We ate a burger and then walked along the river. So in number 1, A, that is the first conversation. You can see here, we went to a cafe and ate a burger. That was conversation 1. And then from E, we walked along the river. So now you can see the conversation. To a new cafe in town. We ate a burger and then walked along the river. And another question that we can ask was, who were you with? So who were you with? So this is a conversation with who. So it means I want to know a person. Like, who were you with? Were you with friends? Were you with your workmates? Who? So who were you with? And the response is my brother and his friend. So conversation 2, how was your weekend? So we can ask people when we see them and the weekend's already finished, and we didn't see them on the weekend, we can say, how was your weekend? And then they say fantastic. So remember that that opinion adjective, fantastic. So you have to push your voice to make it sound interesting. Fantastic. My friend had a party at his house. It went well. And we can see my friend had a party. So number C in number 1, that's conversation 2. So you can put a 2 there. Then we have a question. So the question is, was it his birthday? So was it his birthday? So if someone told you that they went to a party, maybe it was someone's birthday party. So was it his birthday? And the response is no. He passed his university exams, so he was really happy. You can say, that's nice. Were there many people there? So we can ask a question. Were there many people there? So using the verb to be, you remember the verb to be, and it's looking at the noun. The noun is people, it's plural. So were there many people there? And it's not the W-H-E-R-E because we're not asking about location. We're using the verb to be in the past. So were there many people there? And the response is yes, there were. And I met his family for the first time. It was fun. Okay, so conversation 2 is also D. I met a friend's family. So number 1, D is conversation 2. Then you can say, it was fun. Conversation 3, I'm so tired. So we're talking about how we're feeling. Remember from the expressions before, I'm so tired. And person B says, why? What did you do last night? So when we want to talk about an activity, we say, what did you do last night? So very common way of asking someone, what did you do last night? It means what activity? What did you do last night? So the response is not much. I stayed up late and watched a film. So don't forget your past simple. These are regular verbs. I stayed, we can see the ED, and watched with an ED, a film. Okay, so make sure you're also listening or looking at the past tense because it's not happening now, the action, it's happening in the past. So I stayed up late and watched a film. It was a bit boring. So was from the verb to be. So I went to bed. That comes from the verb go. But I couldn't. Couldn't is the past of can. But I couldn't sleep for ages. And then you want to ask someone about their night. You want to return the question to them. So did you have a good evening? And we know we can also say, you know, how about you? What about you? So you don't need to repeat the same question. You could just say, how about you? Did you have a good evening? And the response is, it was fine. I went to the gym and then I was in bed by 10. So we could see conversation 3 is B and F and G in the first question. B, F, G. Okay, so now we're going to practice asking how was your evening? And I have some very good examples here. So remember when we're asking about someone's evening, you want to, you know, give details and your feelings about it. But also you want to know how to ask them as well, how their evening was. So I have this post here. We're going to read it before you do your own. So you have to read it first so you could see the English and then you could go and respond. You can write one and then I can help you with the English. So we have the post just here. was your weekend? Okay. Or, how was last night? How was your last trip? How was your evening? We want to know about your weekend here. So how was come from the verb to be. So I'm just going to read some conversations for you so you could see the English and, the casual kind of expressions that we use. So in the first one, we have a conversation with Victor and George. So how was your weekend? And then good is the response. How about you? It was boring because it rained a lot, but it was good because on Saturday, I called my wife, studied English, and cleaned my room. On Sunday, it was better. I went to lunch at my cousin's house. He is a good person and we talked a lot. What did you do? Last weekend, I spent time with my family, but it was quite boring. I preferred to catch up on some sleep. Nice. I need to go now. Have a good one. You too. See you later. Okay, you can see two friends asking each other about the conversation. We have this one with Franco. So we have Franco, F will be Curly, and then D is going to be Henry. So you can read this conversation. So this conversation, do you see this one with Franco? And you could see, maybe I'll give you the next one. So I'll read this one. The next one you can do is Sebastian. Okay, so Franco says, hi, dude, how was your weekend? Okay. And then D, Henry.
Hello.
Franco was great. I
went
Glenelg Beach. Glenelg with my sister and her dog. We had a wonderful time. Did you do? What did you do? On Friday, I went with Adriano. Saturday, Sunday, just slept. Yeah, so was too rainy to go anywhere. So it was too much rain. And then he gave the question back. What did you do last night? Yeah, I found a great series to watch. It was amazing. What did you do? Last night, had a party, friend, my place. We just drank some beers and talked all night. Yes, good. So you could see a lot of the past to be, was, and your past verbs. Make sure they have the ED. Okay, we have Sebastian, conversation from Sebastian. So S, so hi Clayton, how are you? And how was your weekend? Clayton says, hello, Sebastian, I'm great. It was raining, so I made popcorn and watched a movie. And you? So you can also just say, and you? That sounds great. I did the same thing, watching a movie on Saturday. Sunday, I went with my girlfriend to the museum. What movie did you see? That's cool. I hope to go to the museum someday. Well, I watched an old Western movie. I liked it. And Sebastian says, yeah, the South Australian Museum was very interesting. The Old West movies were very entertaining. I saw some of them some time ago. Clayton says, have you ever been to Adelaide Zoo? And Sebastian says, I really don't like zoos. I prefer to see animals in the wild. And Clayton says, thanks for the tip about the museum. See you. And Sebastian says, all right, my friend, I have to go now. See you later. Okay, another conversation is from Anjali. So, hey, guys, long time no see. How was your weekend? And Fo says, hey, Anjali, yeah, it's been ages. My weekend was awesome. I went hiking with some friends and enjoyed the beautiful scenery. And Mia, hi, everyone. My weekend was great too. I visited, she was there.
Mia.
Yes, I visited a new art exhibition in the city and it was so inspiring. And Anjali says, that sounds amazing, Fo and Mia. I wish I could have joined you. My weekend was pretty chill. I stayed home and binge watched a new series on Netflix. And Fo says, that sounds relaxing, Anjali. Sometimes a cozy weekend at home is just what we need. And Mia says, definitely. We should plan something fun together soon. Maybe another hiking trip or checking out a new exhibit. And Anjali says, that sounds like a plan. Let's make it happen. It's always so much fun catching up with you guys. And Fo says, absolutely. Can't wait to see you both again soon. Mia says, same here. Take care, guys. And let's stay in touch. And Anjali says, yeah, definitely. Bye for now. Fo says, bye, everyone. Okay, we have another conversation with Yana. So Eloise will be Lucy, and Eloise and Yaneth will be Curly. How was your weekend? Yeah. So, hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah. Oh, Henry. Yep. Hey, how are you?
I
Wanted to tell you.
That's
Yeah, I went to the zoo with some friends. You know, I love animals. So it's great for me.
Then barbecue all night.
At night, yeah, or it should be, and then we had a barbecue at night. And you? Tried surfing for the first time. I was with my husband, and then delicious ice cream at Bogota or Bottega, maybe. It was very fun to surf, although I was a little scared. That sounds amazing. I hope to do it sometime. We should plan an outing together for next week.
Breakfast.
And then go for a walk.
Go to
The beach and talk. Definitely. I agree with you, friend. Yeah, I agree with you, friend. we'll see you soon, or I'll see you soon. So good. That's a nice invitation as well. Okay, we have this one with A. So A says, how was the movie you went to see yesterday? It wasn't very good. Ah, why? Why didn't you like it? Well, the storyline was quite boring. Did you go anywhere after the movie? Yes, I went to a Korean restaurant with some friends to have barbecue. The meals were very delicious. We should go together sometime. Wow, of course. Yes, let's go this weekend. Absolutely, my friend. Okay, and the next comment we have, or conversation about asking someone, how was your weekend? We have this one from A. So A says, hello, my parents told me that you went on a trip. How was it? Where did you go? So you can ask two questions like that. How was it? Where did you go? Did you have a good time? You don't want to ask too many questions in one time because you want to give time for the person to respond. So, hi. Yeah, I went to Hong Kong. It was good, but the weather was so hot. Did you have fun? Of course, I saw many places. Did you go with your family? Oh, no, only me. That's okay. What did you enjoy the most? The sea was the sea. It was very beautiful and cool. Cool. Okay, I have to go now. I wish you have a nice night. Okay, take care. Bye. And the last conversation we have is from Javiera. So I think, Henry, maybe you worked with Javiera on this one. So Henry says, hi. Javiera says, how are you? And then, hi, Javiera, how are you? Javiera says, good, and you? Henry says, good, thanks. How was last night? Javiera says, great. Last night, I ate my dinner and then I watched a movie and went to sleep. Javiera says, and how about you? How was your weekend? Henry says, it was fun. I was window shopping in Rundle Mall. Henry says, how was your last holiday? Javiera says, it was fantastic. I went to Glenelg with my friend. And Javiera says, what did you do last night? Henry says, not much. I had dinner and I read some news. Then I went to bed. Okay? Yeah.
Sit down now. Window shopping.
Window shopping is when you don't buy anything, but you just go to look. So you go shopping, but just looking. You don't want to buy anything. You just want to look. Yes, just looking, not buying. Okay. Window. Passing the window. Okay, so that was talking about how was your weekend. So we could see all the different expressions. You can just say what you did, but also add your feelings. Say it was great, it was amazing, it was the best experience I've ever had, or the movie was so boring. So you can also add your feeling, not just the action that you did. Okay, so now you are going to write about how was your evening. A conversation. So make sure it starts with two friends, or maybe a husband and wife, or maybe a father asking his daughter or his son, how was your weekend? Okay, so don't say, hi, how are you? Just start the conversation with, how was your weekend? Because we're going to imagine two people speaking to each other and they're asking about the weekend. But let's make it interesting. Make a story. So don't just say, oh, I did nothing, I was home. Make it interesting. Oh, I went to the mountains, or I went to the church, and then give more detail about what did you do there. Ask a question. Oh, was it busy? Were there many people there? What songs did you sing? Or, so make sure you talk about one place. What did you do on the weekend? Just one place, and give as much information about it. Okay, so you're going to create a conversation. How was your weekend? And then we'll come back and we'll read them. But really now you're confident to talk about your weekend.
I can write tell one week.
In the conversation, yes, because you're going to create a conversation with two people. So two people only, speaking to each other and asking each other, how was your weekend? But asking more questions, you know, where did you go? Who did you see? Were there many people? Was it a good film? Okay, so using a lot of questions and talking about your feelings. How did you feel about it? Okay, that was how was your weekend? So now you know that you could talk about your weekend and feel confident. How was your evening? How was your night? How was your weekend? That's what we did.